Colin.
Yes.
It's your topic, but before we begin, I want to say to everybody watching on YouTube, Merry Christmas.
Oh, wow.
This is the episode that goes live on Christmas.
Jing, jing, jinglings.
Tim,
Come on,
it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Tim, I'm crooning right now.
You're crooning.
I'm crooning right now.
Yeah. I
I'm
thought
a
crooning
crooner.
for magicians.
Tim saw.
That was so awesome.
I have an insult from Courtney Williams.
Oh, we have an insult from Courtney Williams. Yes, Kevin. What do you got for me? All right.
Greg Miller once went to Barney's Rooftop Deck restaurant for lunch and ordered a niçoise salad and called it a Nicoy salad.
You totally pronounced niçoise wrong.
That's a line from White Girls, I believe.
Yes.
I don't
Fool.
think. Thank you very much, Courtney. Of course, if you want to insult me on the Game Over Greggy show, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny. Right there. You support us for $11. Kevin insults me through you.
I feel like we should open more
You
of those.
insult
We
me
should do
through
4 to
Kevin.
5 insults per show.
Okay. I'm sure. Bump
We
it up.
insulted Greg 4 to 5 times to show ourselves. He's not
Oh,
too fat
dear.
anymore.
I said
Dog's
Merry
stupid.
Christmas and we sang
Sing
a
a
carol.
song.
And then everyone...
Hey, for reals though, these carolers,
He's going red. He's beat red like a Christmas
these
ornament.
carolers need to stop.
Oh, man.
Like
Christmas
it's getting fucking
What are you
rude
talking about,
at this
bro?
point. If you're like nice little people doing stuff, little girls, little
Okay,
boys,
right.
children,
Not.
and you're doing.
Rewind it. Kev will
If
cut.
you're just doing this because
Let's go.
Let's play
Me and Kevin are sitting at this Thai restaurant. We're eating our Thai food, and all of a sudden these motherfuckers come in and just start playing guitar and singing extremely loud. And
Taking the
just
guy's
like-
guitar, just
it was
broken
so
it.
upsetting. And like the people that own the restaurant, you could see them like, what do we do? Like they just did not know how to handle it. And like none of us knew how to handle it. It was up. It was
Should've
upsetting.
joined in.
This is
They
what
were
you do
trying to
next
spread
time.
It was
cheer.
so-
This is what you do next
Oh
time.
yeah, then they start asking us for money and start walking by. I'm like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out.
You walk up to the guy playing guitar, and as he's playing, you just grab the struts. Just grab the bridge, everything together.
Man.
And just look him in the eyes. And don't say anything. Just look at him in the eyes until he leaves.
Well, I was gonna say you could just go up and just detune one of his strings.
That'd
See,
be
the biggest problem though is like then you're
We're just
sitting
karate
here.
chopping.
There's a bunch of other tables around, and I'm like, are you guys? Is anyone actually into this? Because you don't want to be the guy that's like, stop Christmas. You know what
You
I
wanna
mean?
be the Grinch.
Because- Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty Grinchy.
You are Grinchy.
I'm a Grinchy ass Grinch. But fuck these guys. Like this is so rude to come into a place where we're eating our dinner. And to just like do this thing that's like, it's like me walking in with like speakers blasting rap music,
True.
like that you don't want to
True
hear.
that.
Like that's not cool. And then recently we were walking downtown somewhere, and there's just groups of people obnoxiously yelling at the top of their lungs, like they're all singing Jingle Bells, and it's like they're doing it just to be cute.
So you're saying this is some sort of epidemic that's happening in the city right now? That's
Yeah.
not
I
aware
don't think
of?
I've seen a
man.
person sing a Christmas
Neither
carol.
have I, ever in the 9 years I've been in the city.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was in band in high school, I used to get a quartet together, and we would go to the Mission Inn Riverside.
You guys
Wow,
are the
this is
fucking
so
worst.
stand
funny
there.
you say this.
And we would play music. We would play holiday music, and we just, you put the thing out, you'd make like $20.
Were you in
to get out
turtlenecks?
there. Yeah, I probably was in turtlenecks back then.
Do you think you were badass?
I had a ponytail like Seagal.
You did not have a ponytail.
I had a ponytail like Steven Seagal. We talked
I
about
need
this.
to see this photo.
There's one photograph. I'll take a picture of it when I go back to my mom's house. There's one photograph of me, and I had this wicked widow's peak like Eddie Munster, but I couldn't grow all of the hair out like Seagal did because I didn't have patience for that. So I grew the top out and shaved the sides. That was a thing back in like the late 90s.
Oh man.
And I did that for a while, and then I became drum major, and my band director at the time was like, my teacher at the time was like, you cannot have a ponytail and be drum major. I won't allow it. You've got to do it. You've got to
Get rid of
kill
it.
that thing. And so I was like very, very, I was like, oh, I can't do this, man. This is like my identity right now. And like, what would Steven Seagal say?
I already told you what he'd say. I'm just a cook.
I'm just a cook. So I shaved it. I cut my hair into like more of a faux hawk style thing, and literally the next day started dating. Like discovered that girls thought I was way more attractive without that.
Yeah.
And I started dating one of the drill team members. I'll never forget. She was Filipino,
Yeah.
gorgeous girl. Really, really nice.
Drill team.
And I was
Yeah.
like, why didn't I do this sooner? Why didn't everyone tell me that Steven Seagal was not cool anymore? Because he apparently, in 98, Steven Seagal wasn't great.
98.
Fuck that.
great,
Steven
make
Seagal's
great
still
movies.
cool, dude. I don't
Wait, so how does
buy
this
that.
relate to Christmas carols?
Oh, because we used to go out and play Christmas carols I used to have, I played trumpet for a really long
Yeah.
time, like 12 years, something like that. So me and I remember my buddy Adam Rich, Gareth, and I think maybe it was my buddy Clay. We'd go out and we'd form a quartet and we'd play.
You make good money?
No, but it was fun. And it was just something you did because it was like, how hard is it to play a good Deck the Halls,
Yeah. So this
Super
is funny
easy.
to
You
me
can sight read it.
because this goes against everything I just said about being obnoxious and being an asshole. But young Tim, there's stories. In middle school, there was this one girl that was so hot. And so me and my friends were like, let's go to her house. And we were all in band. And we were like, let's play Christmas songs for her. So we just played Ukrainian bell carols. You know that?
Just that whole chord. Did you have the other?
We never got to the da-da-da-da-da-da. We never got to that.
you just played
we
that
just kept
back-
doing the fucking
you just
beginning
played that
over and
over
over. It's me. Then it was me on trumpet and 3 dudes with flutes.
So
we just played it. We did it for so long until she finally. It was either her or her mom. It was probably her mom. Came out with a bucket of water and then
Holy
poured it out the window and poured it on all of us.
So did they come out before and say please stop or hello even?
Nah, they just went straight to the water.
So my thing is this: if your goal was to get her eye, so to speak, or
Yeah.
catch her eye, so to speak, or make her notice you, or make her like you, you went about it the complete, total wrong way.
Yeah, but Nick, keep in mind that today on Reddit there was the top upvoted picture was this dude on a subway reading a book.
Yes. How to pick up women
Reading
on
a
the
book that
subway.
said how to pick up women on a subway. And Sean and Nick are like,
No, I thought it was genius.
did you?
Yes.
Okay.
That
well,
is a
Sean
Nick
was
move
just
right
like,
there. I would totally wear
that's
that.
the number one thing you don't do. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's the number
Are you
one
kidding
thing
me?
you do.
I make
that
shirts
weeds out
with-
everyone you don't
I
want.
make
I don't
shirts
think-
like this. I
don't
love
think that
bold
guy
lettering.
was doing it it did not strike me as he was doing it as like a fun way to strike up conversations as much as it was just I'm reading the book.
He was doing it. He was. That's first off. That can't be a real book.
Really?
Are you Amazoning it?
No, I was gonna show Colin the photo because I know he doesn't use Reddit.
Because man, that is the best way to get someone with a good sense of humor.
I'll tell you this though: if you had that, you can take that to any situation. Like if you had a book that said how to pick up girls in bars, and you were reading that in a bar, that's pretty
Right?
baller. That's pretty genius. Like what girl? Every girl would look at you thinking you're an idiot, but the one girl that got it,
That's the one that matters.
that's the one that you buy a drink for.
Yeah.
That's the one you want to talk to.
That's the one that wouldn't pour water on you when you're playing Ukrainian bird.
Because I guarantee you're gonna have a girl come up to you and be like, "Genius, what's your name?" Keep going. Merry Christmas.
Would you like an apple pie with that?
Oh my god! See, I was just about to say that. That was like one of the first viral videos ever on the internet. The ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding. Remember that?
Yeah.
No.
I remember from Family Guy because Family Guy teaches me most of the things I missed on the internet and in the world. I can't find the photo, but the guy.
Have we discussed the topic yet?
No, we haven't even gotten to what your topic is.
Oh, it's Colin's topic. Wow.
Jeez.
I said, Colin, it's your topic, but before that, Merry Christmas, and then we went down this rabbit hole.
Let's switch gears real quick.
Maybe Colin's
Can we
topic could just
unpack
be
it?
Merry Christmas.
We could go back to Christmas with this topic very easily.
Oh, ooh.
The topic is this. I'm not sure how to eloquently put it, but I was thinking about going back to your childhood, but not like just going back and reliving random moments of any childhood, but like your own childhood, the things you remember and the things you would like to experience again, the things that make you feel warm and remind you of being a kid again. And like, when would you go back and for how long and at what age? You can go back as little or as much as you want to just experience
I
a
have
day
many
in the life
questions.
or a dinner or a week or a
Okay.
holiday.
So I get to come back, as I'm not trapped there. I'm not reliving my life. from
And
that
you might
point
not
forward.
live it literally the way it was, but you're not going to like alter history. It's not going to be no grandfather
So,
paradox.
okay, so that's my you're covering my questions. I'm not going back and then having to live my life from that point forward.
No,
Not
you
doing
can
that.
jump back and forth.
Am I jumping back and am I just watching it like a movie from my own eyes? Am I just watching it like a movie, like I'm watching myself run around? And
No,
do
I
that?
think you.
I like that because then else it gets weird.
You don't want to be.
No, you're experiencing it.
I would think that you could experience it as.
But I can't make choices. I'm just
no,
along
you
for the
can
ride
make
with the
choices.
little
I'm
Greg.
saying that you're not going to make any choices that would be out of the ordinary. You're going to live.
Do I have
You're
my
going to live
brain?
your normal life.
Do I have my brain now?
Yeah.
I guess you would have to because you can jump back. And
Yeah. So here's my thing. I would go
maybe
back
not.
to when I was like 7 or 8, Christmas Eve, while all my parents were sitting around the adult table, and I would request a seat at that table. Then I would blow their fucking mind with like all the information that I knew and like I would predict
What are
the
you gonna
future.
tell about the UFC?
Oh, I'd be like this. I'll tell you what, thing, mixed martial arts.
You still have your ponytail?
Apple, invest in it right now. Huge dollars in that.
Huge,
okay?
huge.
Facebook, not so much the IPO. What's Facebook? Wait for it. It'll blow your mind. And they'd be like, "What's that?" I'm like, "You don't even know what that is yet."
Wow, my God.
That's called dropping the mic.
That's dropping the mic. I'm making all sorts of things up, right? Then I would cartwheel out. Just cartwheel out.
Can you cartwheel?
Hell yeah, I can cartwheel. You know why I can cartwheel? Because when I was super chubby, I taught myself how to cartwheel.
You can't cartwheel.
I taught myself how to
Kevin,
cartwheel.
there's B-roll of this. The IGN E3 road trip video.
It's online. Because of Chris Farley. He could cartwheel.
All right,
I thought it was funny, so I learned how to cartwheel. On my grass in my front yard while shadowboxing.
Nice.
But in reality, what would you want? All right, I'll give you an example. Okay. I remember before my parents got divorced, I would come home from school, like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, go off the bus. And I had a Ninja Turtle like metal tray that they would put out like in the living room, and I would sit there and watch TV, and I would eat like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's how my mom would make me. And then I would like just go and like play with my GI Joes or my toys, like my blocks or whatever, and like play a Nintendo game or something like that. Like I want to just go back and relive a day like that.
Yeah.
And
a
just
good day.
like
nice.
remember what that is. But I also want to be cognizant enough to like absorb information that I want to know, like what was going on, what were the like what car was in the driveway, and like what were my neighbors doing, and like
What was the pinwheels up to?
yeah, what were the pinwheels up to, and how were the flowers looking in front of the house?
That's a good one. Yeah, because when you started talking about down that kind of mundane activity, like I used to spend after school at my grandmother's, right, and watch like Batman animated series and Rich Coe's and the Coe Zone and all this different Chicago stuff and cartoons and stuff, Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, all that stuff. Rob Paulson shout out. I would love to go back and do that too. It was just like I remember she had this horrible shag carpet and like the feel of that, and then like the kitchen had this like weird textured floor to it, you know, just like
Linoleum,
those memories
probably.
and like the green fridge and all the and like the smell of her desk and all these different things that like I have those like subtle memories of that I just don't have much to. Because like I was talking, you know, out there I have that bookcase that has all my games on it or whatever. That's from her house and she had it forever. And it's like I remember when I was a kid how big that bookcase was and how long that bookcase was. And I remember when I was like, I requested that for whatever house I was moving into. Like I knew my dad had all our furniture and he brought it and I was like, this is it? Like I just remember it being like gigantic and so long, and there it is, and it's this tiny little thing. And she had a Tale of Two Cities on it and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. I don't think I've ever even expressed this to anyone, but it's just a weird thing. Like I had this box of blocks. My dad like used to do a lot of woodworking, and he would have all the scrap wood, and then he would craft it all into blocks for me. And I was obsessed with building shit. Everyone in my family thought I was gonna be like an architect or something when I was a kid, because I was like obsessed with building like
them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I used to build these like massive castles, like these fucking huge structures with these blocks, like hundreds of them, and they were like big wooden blocks, and they would just be massive, like all over my living room. I'd make these big complexes. And I would go back into my block, like I had them in my dad used to work work a side job as a produce guy, and he had all these like great peach boxes that were like indestructible, and so he'd bring them home, and I put my blocks in, and I was going through them like in college or high school or something like that. I think it was in college, and I like just dumped them all out. And in one of them, and this is a weird thing, but in one of them was a blue carpet fiber for my old house that I grew up in. And like I was like, holy shit, you know, like I'm like that's just so weird. I'm like, this is just this blue carpet fiber, and I put it back in the box with the blocks. And every couple of years, I'd go and like dump them out again, and this carpet fiber would just be there, and I'd be
That's
like,
cool.
This is
That's
weird
cool.
touchstone to like my. Like, I'll never be back there again. That carpet's probably been ripped out of that house and thrown out and stuff like that. And then I was really bummed when, and I don't know why, it was just a nostalgic like touchstone. And then my nephews, you know, I have nephews and nieces now, and this is, you know, after I had left, you know, college, and they come and play with my old stuff. They don't touch my GI Joes, but they can play with it or anything they want. And they play with the blocks, and I remember going through them once, and the carpet fiber was gone.
Where's the fucking fiber?
I remember like my sister probably was just like, what is this? And like threw it out or whatever. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, that was like a weird touchstone I had in this box of blocks that
You
would probably
black out, you wake up, the cops have you pinned down.
I don't know. It
You're
was,
joking,
it was just a weird thing. I'm a profoundly, Cheryl, my girlfriend, always makes fun of me for it, where, you know, I'm like hyper nostalgic, like just crazy nostalgic about my own house or about my own house and my own childhood and my own upbringing and like wanting to go back to that point. So this was where the question kind of came from, because I want to relive those days.
Yeah.
In a weird way, I want to be able to come back. I don't want to be there in perpetuity because it was probably fucking boring and I didn't like it that much. But I'd love another day of being 10 years old and just playing in the pool and not giving a fuck about anything. Think about like your mentality. Like, you didn't give a fuck about anything. Nothing mattered. You have no idea what anything meant. Like, no worry about money or bills or like your school is like whatever. Like, you know, like your life revolved around your friends and video games and fucking toys.
Yeah, it was awesome. And like the occasional chore.
Yeah, it's like go mow the lawn and I'll give you.
No, damn it!
But I was excited. I was like, my dad would be like, go mow the lawn and I'll give you $20 and we'll go buy like, you know, I remember like mowing the lawn and him going and buying me a TIE Fighter, you know, and I was like,
deal.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. I feel like there's
Yeah, Dad.
there's a ton of just moments that I'd love to go back to and just experience again from when I was really young. Just a lot of playground related things, like just being able to play tag and hide and seek and water gun fights and like just stuff like that.
I'll play tag with you.
Yeah, no, but I mean like just like playing at the parks I was at and like with the people that I was with and like just doing all these things.
Let's get him back.
Huh?
Let's get him back.
Well, one of them was right there.
Let's have a Tim Gettys. Let's find every single person you can remember from your childhood, and we'll play a game
Oh,
of tag
some of
with
them are little shitheads.
That's what's fun, man. Tag them hard.
But yeah, I mean, just doing all that stuff. I'd love to just go back and just experience that again for a day. But it's funny you said you want to come back and all that stuff. I feel like, honestly, 7th grade, because that's when I really met my like core group of friends. And like that's when I like defined really who I am and like got on the path to where I'm at today. I feel like I would go back and just live it again. Like if I had the option. Everything from then to now.
Knowing what you know.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You'd be miserable.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
like,
you would.
Oh
Knowing
no, there's no way. I would absolutely do that. If you said you can go back knowing what you know now to like when you were like 7, I would just. Who wouldn't want to do that? You wouldn't want to do that?
Well, you can invest in stocks and shit. That's
No,
your
not
plan?
even
You
that.
save
It's just
your
like
money?
it's just like going like knowing exactly who the person that I like, because I feel like all 4 of us have let our passions lead who we are. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Right, like, and I feel like for me, you know, just doing this show and being able to do the stuff we do at IGN, like, that's cool. But that got started a little later in life for me. And I think, you know, if you'd be able to go back, like, and marvel at what you could accomplish, knowing what you know now, where would I be at 34? You know, would I be?
Well,
in a
see, that's the whole
place?
thing is I wouldn't want to go do it again because I'd be bored. I'd be intellectually bored with everything that's happening, and I'd start making different choices to not be bored. Maybe I'm not. And then
it'd
I'd
create a
also,
paradox.
I'd always be terrified that I wasn't making the right choice that got me here. You know what I mean?
Oh, no,
Every choice
yeah.
has gotten me here. So did I take this class or did I take that class before?
Oh, but see,
And did I do this assignment? And who did
Well,
I
that's
talk
why I
to
have
for this
folders.
article? And
I have folders of everything I've ever done.
Yeah, you don't get to do that. You don't get to bring
Organized.
that shit back with you.
Oh.
That's not how time travel works when you jump back to a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
body.
it is risky.
You're right.
I mean,
You don't bring a MacBook.
I can't guarantee that if you're there for in perpetuity that you won't make paradoxes too.
Yeah.
That's just.
So
I'm
I
not
guess
saying
that's
that.
why I
I'm
bring up
saying
the
that-
idea of the movie thing. Like I would watch the movie of everything if it was movie doesn't necessarily make sense because then I'm
What I
aging.
talk about, what I would think about in this scenario, and not in a terrifying way like it was in this movie, is in Being John Malkovich when John Cusack goes through the door like twice or whatever. I forget. He goes through the door as John Malkovich, and he ends up at like just an observer behind his daughter's eyes.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get to make any choices. He just sees how that life is.
Yeah.
You know, he's along for the ride.
Yeah, I feel like I would love that. I mean, I know obviously I'm talking at this point 13, 14 years. Like, of course that would suck. That'd be the longest, worst movie ever.
Yeah.
But like,
There'd be moments. There'd be
If you could
days you
fast
wake
forward
up
or
and you'd be like,
something.
"Oh my god, I can't." Or this is what
or
happened.
it's like, oh shit, I know this moment's coming. Or like, God, I'm gonna do something so awkward today. Or like, fuck, this is gonna suck. But I still would love that. I mean, even going back and I feel like I can kind of do this. Watching the old videos I made recently, I found an old hard drive and I have all these like crazy videos, and I'm just like, some of them like I was a genius, and some of them I'm like, what was I thinking?
No, that one you showed me, the Charles Barkley one today, was genius.
Yeah,
but
I showed Greg
saw
it
that
too.
one.
I'm telling you right now, if this is what I'm saying, not being a sort of passive viewer, I'm talking if you could go back and be like, I'm just going to live my life from that point to this point, not trying to be the person I am today.
Yeah.
Just seeing what else happens. Knowing everything I know now, what would be different? Would I wind up in the same place? Or, like, for me, would I skip college and just go to LA and find someone and start apprenticing with them?
I
You
would
know?
skip college.
I would skip
for
college. I
sure.
probably would have skipped
No
college.
way.
No, I wouldn't.
100%.
You guys majored in something that like you loved, and I did too with film, but I would have gone to a trade school probably, knowing what I know now, because
Like
all of the
ITT
technical
Tech?
information. No, more like AFI or a school that wasn't a 4-year university.
Gotcha.
It's still expensive, but something that taught you just a trade like
See, I would have just
filmmaking.
talked to a camera sooner. Like that's one
Oh,
of my
yeah.
biggest regrets in life. Like I remember, and it's funny that it wasn't until recently that I really started doing it. But like, back in 2007, maybe 2006, I was a junior in high school, and I remember me and Alfredo, we were talking. I'm just like, man, like if you could go back in 5 years, what would you tell yourself? And I was like, I would tell myself just fucking talk to a camera and say the news.
Yep.
You know, say what's going on. And like, it back then it sounded so simple. And like now it's even more simple. Now it's like, yeah, just do that and it works. I'm like, why didn't I just do this before?
Yeah, you'd have like 2 million subscribers on YouTube right now. and-
Yeah, it's just like
You'd be Phil DeFranco.
able to exactly. You
Yeah.
know, and that's just crazy to me that like, you know, in hindsight, it's always
2020.
Yeah,
Should have
but-
known. Should have known this. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about with when I did the video game column and blog, right? Which got me to IGN. I remember when I covered the PlayStation 3 in Wii launches, I took my digital camera and did little videos of interviewing people in line, and then the first Walmart, PlayStation leaving Walmart, yada yada, and I put those on YouTube. And those views jumped like crazy. And like YouTube would hit you up and ask you like, oh, you should monetize these videos. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that or whatever, blah, blah. But it never dawned on me that I'm writing this blog and I'm doing this column, and why not speak into that camera about video games once a week, once a day? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and how
man,
different it would have been, and how you could have.
It's crazy even
up.
to do, like taking it even to video games, like just to see the birth of people talking into a camera about video games. I think one of the first people that I really remember doing it is Destin, actually.
Oh yeah,
like even back on Screw Attack,
The
like,
shotgun.
Like,
today we're inducting Mario's boot.
but it's crazy to me that now it's so
Destin knows
common.
we love him.
It's so common, and it's so just like, oh yeah, we all do this. It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
But it's like back when he was doing it, it was not normal. Like he was one of the only dudes talking about video games on the internet.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's very interesting. I get nostalgic for time. Like I noticed that. I mean, maybe it's just a natural progression, but as I get older, I get nostalgic for weird shit. Like I'm even nostalgic for like 2011 now. Nonetheless, 1991.
Yeah. I feel like Smash Bros does that to me. Like because there's been such generations with Smash Bros, and like my group of friends has a lot of the consistency, but then there's also like a lot of different people, especially now because of IGN, like my IGN family.
Yeah,
and it's like it's crazy to look back, but man, like I would give anything to go back to playing Smash 64 or Melee
For the first time,
or like not even the first time. Like let's say 6 months into it, just when it was finally that
Sure.
like
When you
the
got
group
it.
of people that were like,
Right.
yeah, we got this
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah.
Or like Melee, where it was me and Curran, where we would just go home after school every day and just play. Same shit. Final Destination, no items, just us. Every fucking day. And then when Brawl came out, and it was just groups of us playing, then coming to IGN playing it with all of you guys, and now all of us playing this new one. It's crazy.
Oh, I know. That game is.
And Greg's favorite setup, which is any stage but Final Destination.
300%
items at 300%.
items.
My God.
I would tell you what I've
Only
been
Link.
playing. I've been playing with Frank Furlano, the guy who did
News
Beyond
Frank?
with us in Toronto. Playing Smash with him, and he uses items. And like that is like learning to walk again. Playing that game, and like shit's falling from the sky. I'm like,
Yeah, I
what
don't
do I
know
do
what
with
any
any
of
of
these
this?
do.
And, like,
My problem with items is just like once you learn which one, like their strengths of just throwing it, if you just throw items at people, they will die.
yeah, I agree. That's what I did to him.
And this
Many
new one,
times.
this new one has some cheap ass weapons. The Gust Bellows thing, the dumb beetle that takes you away. Those are instant kills.
I agree.
DDD don't need weapons.
Except his hammer.
Yeah, all he needs is a hammer and
It's a
that
mallet. Isn't it more of
sociopathic
a mallet?
face.
He has the face of a psychopath.
Yeah, he's just like.
There's nothing going on behind those. There's no conscience behind that. Those eyes.
It's so awesome.
You're capturing.
I
You're
love how
getting
much
it.
Colin loves it. Like,
I
it's
know.
just so good.
He's a great character. He's just such a dumb character.
Did you
It's
ever?
a penguin with a robe on.
I think I know the answer to this, but have you ever seen the Kirby cartoon?
I don't think so.
Kirby Right Back at You. That's the name of it.
No, I don't even think I even.
Oh,
heard of that.
Colin.
It's an American
please.
cartoon?
Yeah. It was on Fox Kids.
Oh, geez.
Just do YouTube D2D in
Yeah.
this show. Oh man, he has like the worst accent ever.
Is
It's
he
just-
like?
Yeah, he is.
What kind of accent is it? Jamaican?
What's up? See, I don't even remember at this point. I just remember it was like, whoa, this is so not what you would ever imagine D2D to
Kirby's
sound
weird.
like.
Kirby's weird.
Yeah, he
I remember
is.
when Kirby came out, I was like, "What the hell is this?" Because it was a Game Boy game, but it was also a late NES game. Around the time that like Yoshi's Cookie came out, Wario's Woods, Mega Man 6, there was like a lot of weird games like in 93, 94 that were coming out on NES, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And it wasn't until later that I like in like the mid to late 90s when I started playing the Game Boy ones, I was like, "This is a good series."
Kirby?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
see, I
it
never
was
got the
easy. It was
appeal.
easy as hell.
It's too fucking easy.
It's really easy.
It's real bad.
But then again, I'm an OG at games. So, whatever. Watching that, did you guys see that Kids React video with Mega Man?
Man.
Oh,
I was like,
Man.
I wanted to scream at the computer. I'm like, shoot!
See, something that's unfair. Something unfair about that video though is like those kids don't play video games. Period. Like if you got kids that would call themselves gamers now playing, I think it would be a different story. Not that much different, but that video I take a little offense to because I know for a fact those kids don't play games.
Jerks.
I was just thought it was so funny how evil it was because like they just put him into Mega Man 1, which is definitely the hardest one too. Like they didn't even do like Mega Man 2 or something a little more manageable. It was like Mega Man 1, but they did give him Bomb Man stage. They told him to go to Bomb. That is the easiest stage. So they did try to give them some advantage.
if you go back to the day that you first unwrapped Mega Man 3, would that be a good day?
Yeah, man. I mean, I waited so long for that game. I remember that was a Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power used to have like the shitty, broke ass like no frills drawings of characters. Remember that? Like some of them were terrible. I remember there was like a poster. They had like all like I remember taking the Mega Man 3 ads. It was next to a Snow Brothers ad. Snow Brothers was a really rare NES game that's like actually really expensive to find. And I wish I used to rent it. I wish I just fucking bought it. And I remember putting a poster on my wall, or whatever, and just waiting for it. I was like, oh man, I can't wait. I'm gonna fight Gemini Man first. I'm gonna fight Shadow Man. And then I realized when I played the game, you don't fucking start with Gemini Man. You start with Magnet Man. And he ended up being the most OG of them all. Magnet Man was my dude. I used to dress up as Magnet Man and run around the woods.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Game Over Greggy show. Each week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, you can hit up kindafunny.com/Patreon each and every Friday to get the episodes brand new, spanking new, early as an MP3 and video. If you don't want to give us any money, that's totally cool. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunny to get each and every topic broken out day by day starting the next Monday. Then go to the store, kindafunny.com/store. Buy this shirt. Or the Moriarty Miller ticket if we ever get back on the same page.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're tearing each other apart. You're tearing it apart.
I'm at the top of the ticket. I'll get another running mate. It's fine.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Kevin?
Anyone that brings me regional balance.
I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. If you guys can't even get it together to podcast, how the hell are you gonna take care of this nation? Tim and I are solid like a rock. We're solid. We're solid like a rock.
All right. Whatever you say. Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a Happy New Year if you're watching this late. And until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Did you really do the thing with the woods?
Oh yeah,
We've talked about that before.
I had a Fisher Price magnet that came in like some sort of science thing. It was like this big plastic Fisher Price magnet. I was like probably like this, and I used to rubber band it to my head. And then I would put on like I'd have like this fake Mega Buster because Magnet Man had his own Mega Buster. So because some of the Robot Masters had no Mega Buster and some of them had 2. Like Needle Man had 2, Gemini Man had 1, Stink Man had 1.
Yeah,
but Top Man didn't. He would throw his shit. Anyway, and then I had like a cape. Then he didn't have a cape. I just wore the cape anyway.
I love this so much.
And then
I learned so much about.
And then I would dart into the woods and run around.
Were you like singing the song?
I don't know what the hell I was doing. I used to dress. My friend Brian across the street used to have a boomerang too, and so I used to dress up as Quick Man sometimes as well, which was basically just the same outfit but with a boomerang on my head instead of a magnet. So that's it. Good night.